Cup TV movement now.
And welcome to the weekend. It is the 28th day of August 2021. And as you get your well-deserved rest at home, we here at Look Up TV like to keep you informed with the news that's happening around you and in the rest of the world. This is Trending News with me, Nancy Nalima. Lots lined up for you today in this very loaded bulletin. But first, the highlights, shall we?
The news headlines in association with
Ahead on Trending News today, farewell ceremony for the late nominated Senator Victor Prengei underway in Molo, Nakuru County. And at least 17 women are eyeing gubernatorial seats in next year's general elections. Pharmaceutical and biotech company Moderna to begin human trials for 2 experimental HIV vaccines. And we begin. The hashtag is Trending News at Lookup TV on Twitter, Lookup TV on Facebook, and you can also use the SMS number 20374 to engage with me. Tell me how your weekend is going, what's trending at this hour. But the bulletin begins now. The burial ceremony of nominated Senator Victor Prengei, who died in an accident on Monday last week, is currently underway. Prengei is being laid to rest at his home in Marioshoni, Molo, Nakuru County. Deputy President William Ruto, Nakuru Senator Susan Kihika are among the mourners in attendance. The late Prengei joined Parliament in 2017 on a Jubilee Party ticket, making him the first legislator from the minority Ogiek community. Soon after his swearing-in, Mr. Prengei said his nomination signaled a new dawn, not only for the minority group, but also for young people. He is survived by his wife, Catherine, and 1 child.
Huyu kijana alikuwa kijana heshima, very polite, but his life was short-lived. Na tunasema kwamba tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu asimamie familia. Nimeona mchane mtoto mdogo sana, lakini Mungu yuko na wewe. Simamia watoto na Mungu atakubariki. Deputy President, ningependa kusema kwamba tunashukuru. Kama ungekuwa mwingine ambaye yako na roho ndogo, ungekuwa hapa siku ya leo. Tunakushukuru kwa sababu Mungu anakusimamia. Umepitia makumu, lakini tunajua kwamba the living God is with you. Kiti ambaye occupy in this country ulipewa na wananchi. Na tulikupea kama pea wewe na president wetu. Na tunasema kwamba what you are undergoing sio kitu rahisi, lakini tunasema Mungu yuko. He will be with you. Hata wakisema ya kwamba wanatoa security, lakini security ya kwanza na ni ya muhimu ni Mwenyezi Mungu. Na atakusimamia. The constitution is very clear kwa mambo ya security ya president na deputy president. There is no mixing. It says GSU is supposed to be the security ya deputy president and the president. So hakuna kubadilisha unless we change the constitution. Lakini on top of it all, we are praying for you. The God will be with you. Utapitia magumu, lakini you will overcome at the end of it.
Nyama Mheshimiwa Kimani watupatia the same instruction. Saa zingine hii serikali yetu ya Jubilee imetutisha sana sisi ambao wenye tuko nominated. Kila wakati pale wakitaka kutarget naibu wa rais wanatutarget sisi na kututishatisha. Lakini Mwenyezi Mungu aliye juu mbinguni, sisi pia hatuweza kutufunza ya kwamba sisi kama vijana ambao tunaangalia vision ya Kenya, inabidi tuweze kuongoza na ukarimu na courage. Na naibu wa rais, mimi tu ningependa kukueleza ya kwamba sisi kama vijana wa Kenya tumepata maoni, tumejua plan na vision ya Kenya ambayo hatutaweza kuendelea na ukabila. Kenya ambayo hatutaendelea tukidharauiana ama tukiweza kudhulumu watu wengine, na Kenya ambayo sisi tunataka ni ile yenye Senator Prengei aliweza kuonyesha kama mfano. Sisi sana sio watu wa Nakuru, hatuna amani ama imani, we have no faith with internal security. Wametutesa hapa mara nyingine, wameshinda wakitutesa kila wakati, na sisi wakazi wa Nakuru
elezwa hapa na familia vile ulipiga simu watafute mpaka Senator Prengei na akakuwa senator ambayo ni Ogiek. And we have to be honest when we come to such platforms as today. In here we have many people who we are friends, real friends of Victor Prengei. Myself, I'm here, and all the other real friends. And we have come here kuoboreza rafiki yetu. But also in here we have people who we are actually pretending to be friends of Senator Prengei. And I say so because Senator Prengei, being an Ogiek, the only Ogiek in Senate, our former party called Jubilee Party, actually went to court to remove Prengei from Senate. And I also want to say, I am sure they are here kuleta rabirabi zao. Wanaleta rabirambi kwa mtu ambaye already wamepeleka kotini atolewe Senate. Nataka kuwauliza, mulitesa Senator Prengei akiwa uhai, mnamtesa bado kama hayuko uhai. Mtoe hiyo kesi if indeed you are here kuoboreza Senator Prengei. Na nataka pia niseme, Mheshimiwa Deputy President, tafadhali wale waongozi wetu wa our former party, hawa jamii ya Ogiek wamepoteza the only eyes they had in the national platform. Hiyo kiti ya Prengei tumeona hapa wakiongea, kuna Ogiek wengi wamesoma, kuna Ogiek wengi wamesimama, unaona ni watu viongozi. Watoke pia hapa, huyo Senate alipraise Senator Prengei. Nikienda kumalizia, Mheshimiwa Deputy Rais, nikienda kumalizia.
Right, that is the burial of Victor Prengei, former senator, former nominated senator, and he was the first Ogiek nominated senator in Parliament, breaking boundaries right there. May his soul rest in peace. And moving on, Deputy President William Ruto has written to the Inspector General of Police, Hilary Mutyambai, saying that his life is in danger following the withdrawal of the GSU Special Unit from his personal protection detail. And he has been left with a few officers from the administration police. The GSUG squad that was assigned to the DP's current residence and others in his Sugoi and Elgon View home have been removed and replaced with fewer officers from the AP unit.
In his letter addressed to Inspector General Mutyambai, Ruto claims that the new officers and new personal driver who have been assigned to replace his old GSU guard could be sent with ulterior motives other than ensuring his safety. Ruto has also alluded to an earlier scenario where he and the second lady were barred from accessing the official deputy president's residence in Mombasa, saying attempts to harm him have not been taken seriously by the police in the past. In the letter that was also copied to the head of public service and the head of the National Intelligence Service, Ruto, through his chief of staff Ken Masinde, has demanded that the elite GSU squad that is supposed to protect him be restored. Following the removal of the elite GSU squad from their post at his current residence on Friday 27th, reports say that the DP has not left the official residence ever since. On Friday, 77 General Service officers are said to have been instructed to abandon their posts at Ruto's 3 residences, and instead AP officers were deployed to replace them. Initially, 29 officers were assigned to protect Ruto's current residence, while 28 other officers protected his Sugoi home in the Rift Valley. Ruto's Elgonview residence was assigned 10 officers. However, following the removal of the GSU officers on Friday, Ruto's official residence now has 21 AP officers guarding it, and all the officers in his other private houses have been removed. In his Sugoi and Elgonview homes, only 3 officers have been left to guard each home. The law dictates that the presidency, which DP Ruto is part of, be protected by the elite G squad of the General Service Unit, GSU. A day prior to the replacement of the removed GSU officers, Ruto issued a statement concerning the new security changes and sparked reactions from Kenyans online. Through his spokesperson David Mugonyi, DP Ruto complained of the removal of his security, saying the action is illegal and was carried out without consulting or informing him. Ruto has claimed that the removal of the elite GSU squad from the security detail in his house is in direct contravention of the standing orders of the police service. Following Ruto's letter to Mutiambai demanding explanation for the changes, the police department has answered him saying the changes are normal and standard procedures carried out to improve the efficiency of his security. Police spokesperson Bruno Shioso has also confirmed the changes to Ruto's security detail, adding that Ruto will be also issued with tight additional security from the presidential escort unit, although that is not part of the new security team that has been deployed to protect Ruto so far. Waris Kimathi, Lookup TV.
Thank you, Waris Kimathi, for that report. And moving on, giant American drug maker Moderna is set to start human trials for its experimental HIV vaccine as early as next Thursday, which will be the first time the trials will have been conducted. Moderna, whose new efforts seem to have been encouraged by its success in the making of its COVID-19 vaccine, says it's looking for 56 participants who are HIV negative to participate in the trial. Moderna CEO Stephanie Bancel said the vaccine was announced back in January and will use the same mRNA messenger formula used in the breakthrough making of COVID-19 vaccines to make its HIV vaccines. And could we be possibly getting an HIV vaccine? On that note, we take a very short break here on Trending News. Don't go too far. More lined up for you on the other side.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Lookup TV movement now. Want to grow your business? Broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries? Then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700 893 542
or email us on sales@look-up.tv. Property Guide in association with
Keep emotions in check. Buying a home is a very emotional process. If you allow those emotions to get the best of you, you may fall prey to a number of common home buyer mistakes. Since home ownership has far-reaching implications, it's to keep your emotions in check and make the most rational decision possible.
Property Guide in association with
Imagine a life of comfort that many people would admire. From drugs, crime, and now a broken leg and a broken arm. And she was a slave to addiction for a period of tell the story of Catherine Nyambura, Joyce Wairimu, John Kariuki. This is a story of Hazel Mombi, from a very broken childhood that led her to revenge. But the story is different for Joseph Kabuchi, whose life was turned around by a presidential pardon. She was taken to Mathare. Did she get the help she needed? And now she chooses to impact positive change every moment that she gets. Her message, no human is beyond repair. I am Nancy Nalima. Thank you so much for watching.
Why I Did It, Saturdays from 8 p.m. only on Lookup TV.
Many of your problems, you, and I mean you, must pray for them. It is only in the place of prayer where you establish a relationship between you and God. Because there are battles you must fight. Mpendwa, kuna vita zinakugojea upigane, na usipopigana utapigwa. You either fight or you will be fought. Kama unaweza kaa kwa Mungu abadilishe what you think about money. What you think about money is not what the Bible says about money. Wewe hujui hivyo. Kilio kingine unalia hapo. Shida zingine zimekufuata tangia uzaliwe. Ungetafuta dhabihu nzuri, uombe nayo mbele ya Mungu. Hiyo shida ingeenda haraka, ingeenda asubuhi.
Neno la Hekma with Pastor Ruben Thuo. Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. only on Look Up TV.
Imagine a life of comfort that many people would admire. From drugs, crime, and now a broken leg and a broken arm. And she was a slave to addiction for a period of tell the story of Catherine Nyambura, Joyce Wairimu, John Kariuki. This is a story of Hazel Mombi, from a very broken childhood that led her to revenge. But the story is different for Joseph Kabuchi, whose life was turned around by a presidential pardon. She was taken to Mathare. Did she get the help she needed? And now she chooses to impact positive change every moment that she gets. Her message, no human is beyond repair. I am Nancy Nalima. Thank you so much for watching.
Why I Did It, Saturdays from 8 p.m. only on Look Up TV. Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Look Up TV. Nancy Nalima here, and the hashtag is trending news at Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook, and you can also engage with me using the SMS number 20374. What is happening around you? What's trending at this hour? And the bulletin continues. In what looks like a crime of passion, police in Nakuru are investigating the murder of a man who is alleged to have been murdered in a fracas that came as a result of him being suspected to have committed the crime. Mika Nyaberi Bogomba walking into his house unannounced at 3 a.m. and found the victim, Boniface Njagi Minor, allegedly having an affair with his wife.
A dawn fight between two men at a house in Nakuru Kagoto area claimed life after the man of the house attacked his unwelcome guest with blows before stabbing him to death. The fracas started when Mika Nyaberi Bogomba returned to his house unannounced at about 3 a.m. on Saturday, only to find a 34-year-old man relaxing with his wife. The furious Nyaberi, who is 39 years, then demanded an explanation as to what business Boniface Njagi Maina had with his wife Harriet Vivian Boga before landing on him with blows and kicks. According to witnesses, subdued and seeking to escape with his life, Njagi is reported to have pleaded with Nyaberi to let him have his shoes and leave, but pleas were met with a stab on his back, slightly below the scapula. Police from Kagoto Patrol Base rushed to the scene and found Njagi's lifeless body lying by the gate in a pool of blood. Police have for now concluded the assailant was provoked and are treating the matter as a crime of passion. They will, however, wait for a note from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to know the way forward. In the suspect's house, police also found spattered blood on the walls and house items, which has since been documented by crime scene detectives. The two suspects, Mika Nyaberi Bogomba and Harriet Vivian Boga, were arrested and handed over to DCI Nakuru North detectives for further legal processing. The body was taken to the local mortuary. Brian Amuai, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
And now to a more positive and empowering story. At least 17 women are eyeing gubernatorial seats in next year's general election, setting the stage for a shake-up in the male-dominated political scene. In the last two elections in 2013 and 2017, since the advent of devolved governments, men have dominated the political scene. But in the August 9th, 2022 poll, more women are flexing their political muscle for tough contests.
In 2013, no woman was elected governor. A few had been picked for running mate positions, as in Kericho, Narok, and Makueni. However, in the 2017 general election, the country witnessed history as 3 women county bosses were elected, heralding a political breakthrough in the patriarchal society. Long-serving politician and former presidential candidate Charity Ngilu was elected governor of Kitui County after she defeated former county boss Julius Malombe. The Wiper Party candidate in Kalenjin land, the home turf of Deputy President William Ruto, former Sotik Member of Parliament and Deputy Speaker in the National Assembly Joyce Laboso, now deceased, rode to victory in Bomet. She defeated heavyweight Isaac Ruto. In central Kenya, Anne Waiguru, who had just resigned as the devolution cabinet secretary, dethroned Joseph Ndati in the Jubilee stronghold of Kirinyaga. 11 months to the general election, a look at the political landscape shows women are keen to plunge into do-or-die battles. The coveted governor's seat controls billions of shillings in the 47 counties. In Kilifi County, Malindi Member of Parliament Aisha Jumwa is raising the bar as she seeks to succeed outgoing Governor Amason Kingi on a UDA ticket. Jumwa, once a close ally of ODM boss Raila Odinga, will battle with Chief Administrative Secretary Gideon Mungaro, who is expected to fly the ODM flag. In Kwale County, Deputy Governor Fatuma Achali will be seeking to take the reins of power from her boss Salim Mvurya. Mvurya has already endorsed Achani, likely to run on the UDA ticket. Mvurya and Achani were first elected on the ODM ticket on 2013 before switching to Jubilee in 2017. They have since remained a tight team. In North Kilifi and Kwale, Ruto is reported to be talking to rival groups eyeing the UDA ticket to agree on a lineup. A former Starehe Member of Parliament Margaret Wanjiru has announced she'll be running for Nairobi gubernatorial seat. Bishop Margaret is expected to run on the UDA ticket intended for the aborted by-election in the capital in January this year. She's expected to face off against Deputy Governor Anne Kananu, among others. Kirinyaga woman representative Wangui Ngirishi has declared she will seek to dethrone her friend turned foe Waiguru on the UDA ticket. Veteran politician and former presidential candidate Martha Karua is also expected to run again for the position. In the neighboring Embu County, nominated Member of Parliament Cecily Mbarire will be trying her luck a second time to succeed outgoing Governor Martin Wambora. In the 2017 Jubilee primaries, Mbarire, the former Runyenjes Member of Parliament and now a close confidant of the DP, came second with 41,987 votes against 60,549 votes for William Wambora. For Martin Wambora, Murang'a woman representative Sabina Chege is also flexing her muscle to succeed outgoing Governor Mwangi wa Iria. These are just a few scenarios of what could possibly play out come the 2022 general elections that will most definitely shape the political landscape.
And more power to the women as they strive to get the top seats come the general elections of next year. Moving on, the Higher Education Loans Board held beneficiaries will have to put up with the tough repayment conditions after attempts to review the law backfired. David Kasembele now reports.
In a report that was released today, indicated that the beneficiaries will continue to repay the education's loans at 4% interest and will only have a window of 1 year before they begin repayment. A proposal that was sponsored by nominated MP Gideon Keter sought to extend the repayment period from 1 to 5 years while reducing the interest rate from 4% to 3%. In his proposal, Keter was also seeking to have interest to the principal amount given to the youth as well as people with disabilities waived until they secure employment. The lawmaker also explained that his proposal sought to ease the financial burden for the youth lifted until they get jobs. However, the National Assembly Committee on Education, chaired by Busia woman representative Florence Mwikali Mutua, dismissed the proposal, arguing that if implemented, the board would face challenges in financing higher education, and also noted that reviewing it downwards would undermine the board's existence and financial muscle. The released report also said that if the interest rate is varied downwards, HELB's financial capacity to fund students will be grossly affected. The released report also said that if the interest rate is varied downwards, HELB's financial capacity to fund students will grossly affected and therefore requires the National Treasury to provide more budgetary allocations to the board. This comes against the backdrop of a 2014 study which found out that a Kenyan graduate can spend an average of 5 years after leaving the university before landing their first job. The situation hasn't been made better by COVID-19 pandemic, where a total of 5 million people have lost their source of income as of December 2020 after several companies closed down. Statistics by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, KNBS, indicated that 39% of the youth countrywide is unemployed, representing 5.31 million or 38.9% of the 13.76 million young Kenyans. David Kasembeli, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Kasembeli. And still on matters education, regions in the country have recorded between 80 to 90% transition rates from primary to secondary, especially after the 2020 KCPE exams. The Coast region, however, is still lagging behind compared to other counties, with drug abuse and poverty being cited as the main reason. Saleh Limona reports.
100,712 pupils sat for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education KCPE at the coast, but only 63% of the candidates in the region have joined secondary schools, with thousands yet to do so. Poverty, rampant drug abuse, early marriages, illiteracy levels, and teenage pregnancies are some of the factors cited for the low transition. However, Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoha has dismissed poverty as an obstacle. As he said, poverty is everywhere and it should not be used as an excuse, as the government through the Ministry of Education will ensure no learner will be left to idle at home. Education stakeholders in the region are perturbed by the status quo and have added 6 governors: Hassan Joho of Mombasa, Amason Kingi of Kilifi, Dado Godana of Tana River, Granton Samboja of Taita Taveta, Fahim Twaha of Lamu, and Salim Vuri of Kwale to assist by giving bursaries. Magoha has led a multi-sectoral door-to-door campaign in Jovusam County in Mombasa to trace learners who are yet to join secondary schools. In Kwale, parents blamed extreme poverty for their failure to educate their children beyond primary school. The county leads in the number of children who are yet to join Form 1. Salilimo, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Saleh. And it's about time for us to take a look at what's happening across the borders. Up to 48 people are still missing since yesterday after a boat carrying around 60 people capsized off the coast of northern Senegal, as confirmed by the Senegalese army. Navy vessels rescued 11 passengers and retrieved one body from the waters after receiving an alert that a boat had overturned 35 kilometers, which is 22 miles, from the estuary of the Senegal River. More news in our international roundup.
Among the 11 rescued include 8 Senegalese citizens and 3 Gambians. The army has confirmed that the search and rescue efforts are continuing but gave no further details on the passengers or their destination. This year has seen a rise in the number of migrants making the dangerous crossing from Africa to Spain's Canary Islands archipelago, often in rickety, overcrowded boats with unreliable engines. From January 1st to July 31st, at least 7,531 people reached the islands from Western Africa, according to Spanish government figures, a 136% rise compared with the same period in 2020. Many, however, do not make it. Earlier in August, up to 47 people, including 3 minors, were presumed to have died after their boat encountered engine trouble on the passage from Western Sahara to the Canary Islands. And elsewhere, 32 more students have been released by Nigerian gunmen in northwest Nigeria. The 32 are among 100 students kidnapped in a series of mass kidnappings for ransom attacks on Nigerian schools and colleges this year by heavily armed gangs known as bandits. During the Tegina Seminary kidnapping on May 30th, around 200 motorcycle-riding gunmen stormed the town in Nigeria's State Rafi district before transporting the pupils to a rural hideout. School officials said 1 pupil had died during captivity. In a separate case, gunmen also released 32 more students kidnapped in July from a Baptist school in northwest Kaduna State. Of the 100, 31 are yet to be released. Nigeria's northwest and central states have been caught up in a surge of violence from heavily armed criminal gangs who loot villages, steal cattle and carry out mass kidnappings. The violence has its roots in a years-long tensions and tit-for-tat race between farmers and nomadic herders over grazing land and water resources. President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered military operations and airstrikes on bandit camps, but attacks have not stopped. Some local governors have attempted amnesty deals with the bandits, but most have failed. And finally, Mali's former interim president Bando and Prime Minister Mokhtar Ould have been released from house arrest by authorities who ousted them in May. This is as confirmed by a committee monitoring the post-coup transition. Their detention by military officers in May marked Mali's second coup since the overthrow of President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta the previous August. The political upheaval alarmed the regional powers and allies such as France, who feared it could delay a promised return to civil rule via democratic elections scheduled for February 2022. An international body tracking this political transition has been pushing the current interim authorities to release the two from house arrest. The committee, which includes representatives of West African Regional Bloc ECOWAS and the African Union, said in a statement that it welcomed a decision to lift these restrictions. Nancy Nalima, Look Up TV.
And we've come to the end of Trending News, but I will be sampling some of your feedback at this moment. Wanjiru Wagoshu says she is tuned in from Amboseli Gardens and watching. Brano Kechimwai says, watching from Lunga Lunga. Thank you so much. We appreciate your feedback. That is a good step. It shows us an indicator that we are growing and we receive your feedback and do what is required of us regarding the same. And I'll be checking what's trending across social and on Twitter. Arsenal is trending, and Arsenal is trending because it is a nightmare for Arsenal right now as they have been axed 4-0 by Man City. A lot of people reacting there, hiding their faces, how the goals keep coming in. And says top man Akindele was needed today. Arsenal would have won. Akindele, where is he at this time of need, dire need? Arsenal have lost their first 3 league matches in a season for the first time since 1954-1955 campaign. Problems. So there's more reaction. And about this time, I will let you get back to the match. Thank you for watching Trending News. I am Nancy Nalima. Do stay with Look Up TV for subsequent bulletins. 7 p.m. Tarifa Ku with Saleh Limo. And of course, 9 p.m. This Is My Story. Keep it Look Up TV for more entertainment and information as well. Have a lovely evening.